A lot of people ask me why I don't invest in ETFs and I just buy individual stocks. I do believe ETFs are good for the regular person, the person that just wants to put money in, doesn't really need to do research, doesn't care about researching, just gets a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, decides to put a couple $100 into the S&P 500 ETF or whatever, and doesn't care about that. But for me, I actually do care about my returns, right? I do care about that type of stuff. I do research. I believe if you do research and you find companies that you think are going to outperform the S&P, even if you just outperform the S&P 500 by 3%, 4% over a 20, 30 year span, your returns will dwarf the returns of any ETF. Obviously, like I said before in my previous posts, if you pick individual stocks, you're not going to get 100% right, man. You might get, out of every five stocks, you might get one stock that just shits the bed, right? But we're betting on those individual stocks that you do pick that do outperform and that do go crazy. There's a few in the past couple of years that done insane. That no matter what, even if you bought three companies and have gone to zero, and if you would have just got into a Palantir, or if you would have just got into a Tesla or a Nvidia or a Meta, any of those type of stocks early on, you would have easily 20x your money if you would have held on for the long term, right? And obviously, when it comes to money, for me, I want to make as much money as possible, right? I work so hard for my money. I work 70 hours a week. I have two jobs. I want my money to multiply. I want my money to work for me. I'm not going to put my money into an ETF that gives me 8 to 10% a year, where I know some of these stocks can give you 30, 40, 50, 100% per year sometimes. And like I said, it's not consistently you'll make 100%. Sometimes you will be up 200, 300% like I am right now. And I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if my portfolio crashed back down to 30K. I would not be surprised. But you know what? If you're willing to do the work, the research, if your portfolio goes down and you have picked great stocks, you shouldn't even be worried about the volatility, especially if you're young. If you're young, volatility should be your friend. That's when you have the craziest buying opportunities and the craziest swings up. I mean, who would have thought in my first year of investing, I already seen a day where I made $10,000 or I'm up $10,000 in one day. Working a job, like even if I'm making decent money, $10,000 in one day is 2 months of a decent job. You're not doing that from putting money into an ETF if you only have like 50K in the portfolio. You're not making $10,000 a day in an ETF unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars inside of an ETF. That's why I pick individual stocks. I'm still young. I'm 27 years old. I feel old, but if you're in your 20s, you can make a lot of money if you pick individual stocks and you do the research. This is your money. If you care about making money, you should be doing the research, because you can make life changing money fast. Fast, man. In a year, your life can change